Matthew Keegan, a Binghamton transfer, 24 in red. Bryce Ford, a Fairfield transfer. And here's Zach Whittier, 13 in red, spinning it behind the cage. Spanos, who Kark highlighted in the open. It's a Maryland offense, Quint, reminiscent of some of John Tillman's older teams where they hunt for the best shot, they find it, they get it, they score. Bryce Ford, his 10th of the season.
Patience and efficiency, working for the best shot, not the first shot. And they're willing to take their time and to eat into the shot clock. It's just a lefty downhill dodge by Ford. One of a handful of transfers for John Tillman at the midfield that have really shown up and made a big difference. He's a graduate student, having completed his degree.
It's been an issue this year and an early turnover as Griffin shuts his pass, goes off the stick of Thomas Menke.
You were talking about the freshmen, their top 3 recruits, Kyle Colsey, Ryan Dunkel, Sean Brown, all big-time 5-star type recruits, shelved because of injury.
Turnovers have been the major issue this season on offense for Virginia. Lack of midfield production and turnovers.
A second midfield for Maryland gets its first run. Elijah Stobaugh, who had a couple goals against Delaware last week. A little high cheddar, 2-0 Terps.
This is pure heat by Stobaugh, 6'4", 210 pounds, out of Bradenton, Florida. You know, John Tillman stuck with him last year, gave him the reps and made sure that he was getting the playing time. And there were some growing pains, but now as a sophomore, you see the confidence in the shooting stroke. And when someone that big and that strong sets their feet with no defensive pressure on the hands, bye-bye.
I mean, absolutely punishes bad shots.
Urksa plays catch with Keegan. Former attackman at Binghamton, now running midfield for Maryland.
Heavy dose of lefties on this field right now. Ford, Keegan, Whittier, Kelly.
Whittier defended by Ben Ware, one of the top LSMs in the country.
Whittier's played great this season.
Keegan gets top side, 3-0 Terps.
They're just a machine. It's a fine-oiled machine. Early in the season, we thought it would take this team with all sorts of new faces, maybe a month or two to find themselves. Not so fast. This team was ready to go right from the first game, and you can see how efficient they are on offense.
This is also
versatility.
A team that doesn't care who scores. Keegan was an attackman at Binghamton, so good around goal line extended, and like the way that he just extends his angle when he leaves his feet. It gives him an extra 3 or 4 feet.
And a scheme around his personnel. When he's at horses, he runs.
Yes.
When he doesn't have all the All-Americans, he figures out what the best template is for his team to have success.
That's a great point.
And we saw that at the end of last year when they looked dead to rights late in the season, ended up playing on Memorial Day.
That is a great point. When you had Jared Bernhardt, you let the Ferrari go. With this team, you play hot potato on offense.
Aiden Aiken behind the cage. Urksa with Nunes pressing out. Urksa spun around, shot clock inside of 20.
Virginia plays man-to-man defense. Slow to double team.
Stobaugh gets to the left hand. It is 4-0 Maryland. They have scored on every shot. And Quint is Matthew Nunes seeing it.
No, he's not, and that's why I'm looking down at their bench to see what Kyle Morris, 38, their backup goalie's got going on. This is one that this goaltender has to make. Stobaugh's jump shot from mid-range. Talked about the lack of double teams, Kark. On an island you are as a defender. Gets back to his strong left hand.
That's bad defense from a scout perspective. You know that Stobaugh.
He's less wide than a lot of goalies we see, but his eyes and his patience are his superpower. He's as patient a goalie as I've ever seen. He waits and waits and waits, boom, and moves at the last second.
Larkin, the long pole, thought about the trigger, but that's not Maryland. And Lars Tiffany said the scouting report on Maryland is that they wait for the perfect shot. That can get you in trouble if it's late in the shot clock, but it's worked for Maryland all season, and certainly today, 4 for 5. Whittier to Keegan. Bounce shot, score, using the concrete turf of Klockner.
This is a thing of beauty.
It is, and Lars Tiffany told us this week, George Fulton, the defender during film, was saying Maryland is addicted to the perfect shot. Well, this is as good as it gets. Keegan on a bouncer using his right hand. The Binghamton trend. It's because of those guys in the middle of the field.
Last year, at Maryland's semifinal win against Virginia, they held the Cavaliers to 6 of 39 shooting. That Virginia team had Connor Schellenberger and Peyton Cormier, who's are 0 for in the first quarter today. Colsey, Inder lead, bounce shot, and Virginia finally gets on the board. It's Inderlead's 3rd of the season.
During the break, Quinn, when Keegan let that one fly on the other end for the Terps, we were talking about grass, high bouncers, sticking corners. It's not just Keegan.
Playing on the natural grass, you never know, and a yard sale from Ben Ware will trigger some offense. And then you talk about every field is different, but so many games now in college lacrosse being played on the plastic, the sport grass surfaces. But in the ACC, we got 3 grass fields: Virginia, North Carolina, and Duke.
Players in terms of getting off and just getting their right guys on defensively so that they can get you in these sets and they can strangle you.
Here's the speedy Johnny Hackett. Been a slow start. A transfer who came over from Bryant. There's Hackett again. Dumps it back to Colsey. Gets free, shot and a score. Incredible individual effort by Ryan Colsey.
This is a sick move. And the reason this move happens is because of the respect Maryland has for Colsey as an outside shooter. So when someone can sling it from deep, you got to press out, you got to extend. So he makes this move. It looks like shot right there. The slide is playing shot. Colsey's thinking dodge, keeping it to the middle of the field and canning it.
Talked about the lefty, listed as a junior right now, the most improved player that we have seen thus far this season.
After that great save sequence by Brian Ruppel.
They're giving him some room here.
Virginia's got nice length on the perimeter.
Kelly thought about it instead. It comes back up top. Spanos over to Urksa. Crease feed. Dubik lost it. Here comes Virginia. Menke wanted it. And that gets the crowd fired up. Will Erdman with his first career goal.
They love the run and gun style. From defense to offense, these fans on their feet, the music's blaring. You feel the home court advantage here in Charlottesville. Watch it, turnover created. This man down unit has been nasty with their length.
And then off to the races, Will Erdman, out of the Brunswick School in Connecticut, an offensive player in high school. Now he's playing short stick D-midi. He's got the green light. If you are a Virginia lacrosse fan, these are the types of plays you're accustomed to.
In Virginia's 3 losses, shooting 4 for 29. He's 0 for 6 today.
Schaller played his angles there, forcing Millen to the severe shot. McNaney with the save, but then Schaller runs into Millen while McNaney has possession, and thus the turnover.
30% shooter in 2024, McCabe Millen, over 40 goals. Playing alongside Connor Schellenberger.
Menke from Millen. It's a 4-0 Virginia run. Oh, we got a game again.
The second opportunity pays dividends. Millen uses his eyes, Quint.
That turnover proves costly for Maryland. They've asked McCabe Millen to be the point guard. Okay, he's a natural scorer. I'm not sure that's really in his DNA, but on that play, he's the point guard. He presses inside, he draws the double, he steps away, creates a vacancy, and he pops that ball inside.
I think he has the capability to be a point guard. He's got the vision. I've seen him play enough.
I think he's got His superpower are his eyes.
He is 10 out of 14 today, 71%. Came in at 66% on the season. Tops in the Big Ten, third nationally. And he's wearing that #1 jersey. First time a goalie's worn that at Maryland since Melvin Stevens. That was your era, Q.
Never heard of him.
89-91. Shot and a score. Aiden Aiken, second of the season. Second goal of his career. The junior from North Palm Beach, Florida.
I watched that Princeton game when he scored his first goal. He showed some pop. There were two middies that day that walked away saying, wow, Maryland's got something. Jack Schultz and Aiden Aiken. Aiden Aiken was a big-time recruit out of the state of Florida. And if you look at his ability to break defenders down, he gives you that...
Gets past Erdman. Red 5 almost cashed in.
That's your Jersey guy. Ridgewood, New Jersey.
Is that where we had pizza that one time?
State Player of the Year.
No. That wasn't Ridgewood. Ridgewood's a lot nicer than my hometown.
Where you went was cash only.
That's right, cash only, baby. There's Schutz, 10 to shoot. Ford slipping inside, and he beats Nunes.
We talk about goalies always being in position. Logan McNaney rarely out of position. Watch Matthew Nunes here get a little too aggressive, Quentin.
Late in the shot clock, plays kind of a scramble. Nunes thinks he can be that 7th defender and make a play on the ball. Watch it as his player comes underneath. Look at Nunes, he comes out to maybe take away the angle, but just leaving Ford too much to get top side. Great move underneath. You think you're going to be the slide man, and next thing you know, Nunes is in nowhere's.
Logie chased over to Ware. Woo! Up ahead to Sutherland, high-level lacrosse. Now McCabe Millen against Schaller. Retreats. Maryland's transition defense today has been sublime at times.
I'm telling you, Tillman has a plan in terms of the way that he wants to ride.
You got some matchups.
Let's play defense.
Erk's stuck on D.
And Griffin Schutz brings Virginia back to within 2.
Virginia known for their ability to play end-to-end. It starts with Logan McNaney, man. You talk about smooth twist. Nunes gets a piece of that off his shaft or maybe the post.
Griffin Schutz, senior year. Backs against the wall. You're 3-3.
Here comes Hackett. Virginia's waiting for him to explode. Hackett to the cage. Save McNaney. Rebound. Sunderland diving. And the goal is ruled good. Now let's see if John Tillman decides to challenge.
He's seen it 3 times already in the iPad.
This place is going bonkers.
John Tillman running to get the challenge flag.
Let's see, he clearly lands in the crease. Does he land in the goal mouth after he scores? Any part of his body?
Right toe? Oh, right foot, right toe.
I'd
Not
like
sure.
to see another look too. Maybe the left arm even in the goal mouth. So it's 2 things here. Does he step on the crease line with the toe?
With the plant foot. You'll see that in a second, right?
Now John Tillman now watching the
right
video
foot.
monitor. He wants to challenge.
He doesn't land in the goal mouth. He's clean from the goal mouth. It's all about the crease. Right now, it's...
There's 2 penalties against White. White, 16/1 minute. White, 2-1, offside, 30 seconds.
Slash on Fulton, 16 in White. And Tommy McNeil offsides. Let's take another look at this crease violation, or the call that didn't happen that John Tillman we initially thought would challenge. Right foot. Follow that right foot. Is it on the line? From that angle, it looks like it is.
Enough to overturn the goal call.
It looks, though, if I had to lean one way, it looks like Sutherland's right foot on that crease line.
John Tillman ran to get the red challenge flag, just didn't throw it. 6-on-4. Kelly over to Dowd. Standout D3 player at Salisbury.
Defense is in a box or a diamond. The middle man for Maryland.
Spanos! Chalamet!
It's been quiet, Quint, no longer.
You get condensed on defense, protecting that middle, and you lose kind of your reference in terms of yardage, and Spanos lights up the night here with a high raggy rip to the corner. Watch him plant his feet and use all that 6'4" of length.
And he gets Nunes guessing there. Nunes is not in his fundamental stance right there. He is guessing, and you see his feet are all over the place, but Virginia's man-down defense has been really good, 15%, because they do pack it in. So where are they vulnerable? From the outside. You give time and room to Spanos, he'll make you pay.
A face-off won by Maryland. Make it, take it, turn and rake it. Sean Creter, second career goal. And like that, momentum is swung.
They've got the 1-2 punch with Keegan and Creter. Creter is what John Tillman calls the young thoroughbred. The upside, the sophomore, one of the top face-off specialists in the country a couple years ago. And he loves his ball skills. And when you're a face-off guy and you can create offense from the win, you can take your game to another level.
Sophomore from New Jersey, had 50 points as a senior in high school, running a normal midfield shift while also...
Keegan to Whittier. Still plenty of time to shoot. Whittier working on Erdman. Now Urksa. Maryland attack's been quiet. Great feed inside. They missed the cage that time. Whittier.
That's the same play that Ohio State did to beat Notre Dame late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, the trail
it's the
from
question
X.
mark to the trail from X.
Yep. I thought Whittier...
Why is that play working?
Well, because you get the defender who's behind hedging a little bit to help or to show, and then you have that back up. But I thought Whittier, if he turned his stick to the end line more, he could have scored.
Shot clock winding down. Urksa from in close. Maryland extends to a 4-goal lead.
You talk about playing complementary lacrosse. They pound you on defense, being fundamentally sound. They clear it, and then they finish it. Maryland's got the total package going on today.
Addicted to the perfect shot. The perfect shot this time is number 10 out of the ATL. Braden Urksa, the Terps up by 4. You gotta press and take a chance here. Like you said, Quint, you might only have the ball 3-4 more times. You might only have the ball 2 more times.
Maryland is playing the clock as much as anything. Urksa spins it back to X and Whittier. Spanos in front, Nunes body save, rebound Spanos, cash.
I tell you, it's hard to chase. It's all fine and dandy when you're practicing it during the week, but when you try to do it in the fourth quarter and everyone's gassed, it can get ugly. This is not the worst thing in the world for Virginia. Spanos with the follow-up. He goes to the leaner, and Nunes stuffs him. Boom. But he tracks it.
Do you remember earlier in the third quarter he went behind the back? That probably would have been a good time to go behind the back to increase his angle on the first one, but he follows the shot, like crashing the board in hoops. But
next Saturday on ACC, and number 9 Syracuse hosting in-state rival number 15 Colgate. Red Raiders lost to Bucknell today. They were a feisty team for the first month and a half of the season. And Kark, you've had Syracuse a couple times. That's not the same game that maybe we thought when the schedule came out back in February.
Can I set the total for that game, Kark, at like 29.5, maybe 30?
Colgate likes the 10-man ride. If Syracuse's offense goes.
Kelly, Urksa, check please.
Terps are positioning themselves for a high seed at the end of non-conference play. They'll start their Big Ten schedule from here on out.
Meanwhile, Virginia.
And Virginia's season is very much on the ropes. Turmoil City here as they approach ACC play with a 3-4 record.
And they've got Albany and Utah before their ACC opener at home against Syracuse. You go on the road.